16 years ago, we broadcast a story about Marva Collins, a Chicago teacher who started her own elementary school on the city's west side, West Side Prep. Marva claimed that with love, hard work, and no-nonsense teaching, inner-city children could compete with anyone academically. It was, to many people, quite an inspiring story. But not to Charles Murray, author of the controversial book about race and intelligence called The Bell Curve. On page 399, Murray writes that Marva's celebrated anecdotes about her students are too good to be true, that there is no hard evidence of her success. We decided to check it out. Before we begin, let's go back to where we began 16 years ago. You have it all here on West Adams Street, all the familiar big city blight. The forever broken windows, the burnt-out flats, the disemboweled, abandoned cars. And then you have 3819 West Adams.
The Canterbury Tales are about whom? They're about whom? How many were there? 29.
There are no frills at West Side. The emphasis is on basic education, with an even stronger emphasis on literature and composition. There are no teacher breaks, no teacher desks. She is on her feet and over their shoulders all day, pushing them, cajoling them, and praising them.
Very, very good, Lisa. Very, very good. Cum laude.
And the results are apparent even to a casual bystander. Alert and challenged children being pushed way beyond the boundaries most school systems set. So what happened to those 34 students we met at West Side Prep? Charles Murray says by implication that their apparent intelligence and promise was a fraud, that what we saw was just too good to be true. Well, was it? We traced 33 of the 34 and flew a group of them back to Chicago, back to West Side Prep's new location for a reunion of sorts.
Aren't you pretty?
To see if Charles Murray's allegations in the Bell Curve are true, to see whether or not these young men and women lived up to Marva's claims. Christopher Stubblefield,
We learned to read hard work.
the 8-year-old with a big voice, is now at university in Texas, and Erica McCoy Pace graduated last spring from Norfolk State University. When you saw her last, she was listing her favorite authors.
Emerson, Henry David Thoreau.
And what about the rest of our class of 79?
Michael Anderson, Taylor.
Terry Holmes, owner-operator of transportation company.
LaTanya Singleton, preschool teacher.
James Lowe, Staff Sergeant, United States Air Force.
Sabrina Yates, 6th grade teacher.
Roselle Winters, law student.
Louis Johnson, operations manager.
Xavier Jones, teacher, criminal justice major.
Craig Brunner, clerk for the State's Attorney's Office.
I remember I had said in front of all my classmates here that I want to become an attorney. And it's funny, I'm actually in law school and I graduate next year. And Ms. Collins told me, oh yes, you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do. It's possible. And I'm living proof it is possible.
A number of you are teachers. Were you inspired by her to become teachers?
Definitely. She just gave so much to me personally in terms of always being reassuring. I mean, just the small things, like she would grab my face and say, pretty girl.
Yeah. Honey, you're brilliant.
That's right.
Especially Craig. She would take his head and raise it up. Speak up, honey, you're brilliant.
That's right.
And, you know, after someone telling you that
Every day.
5 days a week,
Confidence.
for 3 or 4 years, you know, that's in you. That becomes a part of you. You are brilliant, honey.
What was the secret of her success, of motivation, or what?
That confidence, how you have a brain, you can do it on your own. You don't have to wait for anybody.
She killed herself with a poisonous snake.
Very, very good.
I say to every child, for example, Morley, there's no one with your eyes. There's no one with your nose. There's no one with your hair. That makes you really special.
These days, her message and methods are repeated by teachers she's trained for her 3 elementary schools in Chicago. She is mostly on the road, giving seminars for teachers all over the country. Above all, she tells them every child is teachable. Every child can learn.
Ask the slowest children in your class how many children know the rap songs, and they all raise their hands, and I'll say them for me. And I says, good. If you can do that, you can learn the Canterbury Tales in Old English, too.
Could you have got lost in the streets of the West Side.
Most definitely. Very easily. Very easily.
A lot of my friends who didn't go to Marva Collins around high school is where they got caught up in things, where school just wasn't their focus in life, and they just went their ways, be it gangs or whatever else they did outside of basketball.
What I got out of West Side the year that I was there, it helped me to stay out of trouble. It helped me to at least get some sort of direction as to where I should be going is versus where I shouldn't be going.
As evidence, the testimony of Marva's graduates may not be hard enough for Mr. Murray. So we went a step further and asked Dr. Guy Stewart, a professional statistician here in Chicago, to compare the 33 former students with their peers. He told us, statistically, 1 should have been murdered, at least 2 in prison, and 5 on welfare. Marva's graduates are all alive, none are in prison, and none are on welfare. Where do you expect to be 10 years from now?
10 years from now, judge.
I said that I wanted my master's by 25, and I'm going to have my master's by 25, and then I'm going to be sitting in law school.
I would plan to be working with the Nation of Islam as far as dealing with agriculture and agribusiness.
You're studying agriculture now?
Yes.
I am going to have my own line of clothes. Not, I hope to. I am going to have my own line of clothes.
Married with my family, working hard in my church, and I'm opening my school. It's going to be very similar to this one.
And Erica Pace, she wants to open a long-term homeless shelter. Erica, once described as retarded, graduated from college last May, summa cum laude.